It was 2 years ago GM closed its Janesville assembly plant, putting its last 1,200 workers here out of a job.
There's really no one from General Motors left here in the area. They've all been transferred out or they've retired.
But GM set off a chain reaction throughout the community. More factories closed and thousands of more workers lost their jobs. Rock County's unemployment rate jumped from about 8% to 11.5% overnight.
We still have more people unemployed in the area, Rock County, than any other place in the state of Wisconsin, at least based on metropolitan statistical areas. And there's not enough new jobs to be able to accommodate the still more than 8,000 people who are unemployed here in this area.
And officials warn not to be fooled by a recent drop in the rates.
Our unemployment has come down. That's, in many cases, people think that's a good sign. But it's not because more people are getting work. If you look at the employment in the area is actually lower than it was 2 years ago. And so the decline in the unemployment rate is because people have left the area, they've chosen to drop out of the workforce, and therefore they're not counted in the statistics.
After GM closed its doors, a number of government agencies stepped in with programs designed to help the affected workers here. Although they've had some minor successes over the past couple of years, they've also learned there are limits to what government can do to get people back to work.
We placed more than 3,000 people in education. What we didn't count on is that the local workforce couldn't accommodate them, and that no matter how much training we were going to give them, in many cases the businesses were not hiring. We thought that's okay because we're in a good region. We could go to Madison, we can go to Rockford, the opportunity to go to Milwaukee, Chicago is not that far away, and while people might have to relocate, they'd still be within the general region and close enough to family and friends and that kind of thing. That didn't work out the way we thought it would either. Obviously, the Rockford is experiencing many of the same kinds of issues that Rock County is experiencing. And while Milwaukee is a little better, and while Madison is considered to be a hot area for new jobs, neither one of them really picked up a substantial number of folks.
Governor-elect Scott Walker says this reactive approach to unemployment is not the answer. He wants to take a more proactive approach, creating the conditions for businesses to succeed.
My view is I want to put my faith in the people and employers that make this state work. I think the best way to do that is get government out of the way to lower the cost of doing business. And that specifically means things like cutting taxes across the board for employers, for individuals, capping off property taxes, phasing out state taxes on retirement income, anything that puts more money back in the hands of the people. You add to that regulatory reform, cutting through the red tape, easing the litigation burden, true tort reform in this state.
Walker plans on calling a special session of the state legislature next month to address Wisconsin's business climate. In his campaign, he promised to create 250,000 jobs within 4 years. And that's not going to happen staying the current course.
But as little progress as we've made in the last 2 years shows that this is going to be a major effort over the course of an extended period.
For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmulski.